What is up, people? Feel so much more comfortable. Like, don't have a bunch of people staring at me waiting to say something worth a shit. All right. Feel like Mr. Rogers on that one. I'm all comfortable. Got my vape pen. Happy now. All right. Thank you guys for dealing with that crap. I know it was boring. I hope somebody enjoyed the shit out of it. Somebody has questions. You guys have questions, throw them at me. I don't care. It's actually easier for me to explain shit when someone's asking me it rather than me trying to think of what I have to say so you understand where I'm coming from. You think that sounded complicated? Imagine what's going on in my head. Let's see. Which chat am I using? Yep, there's that one. 1, 2, 2, 2, 2. All right, perfect. That should work just fine. I don't even know which one I was using. There you go. Bam. And there it is. All right. So now that I'm actually looking at the chat, what's up, Baldy B? Oh, hey. Hi. How you doing? Don't yell at me for anything. Can you hear me?
Yeah, now.
Hi.
Hello.
Did I bore you to death?
No.
Okay, cool.
I like talking about global warming.
Awesome.
I think it's a good topic. I think that global warming's a myth.
Is pollution bad?
Oh, yeah, pollution's terrible. I think pollution probably causes cancer and shit.
Then it's got to be something.
Well, I just think that global warming is just not a fact. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that human beings are gonna like melt the whole earth or anything.
Well, the thing is that it's not so much we're doing it. It's where those sun rays, then that radiation that comes in, it's actually supposed to just bounce right out and just go on its merry way. The problem
here's the thing is everybody, like, all these years before I was born, they like cut down all the trees and turned it into shit, and then they built all these factories that pumped all this crap into the water and the air, and they fucked everything up, dude. And so, like, that's not me. That's not anything I could even accomplish in my lifetime.
Yeah, that's kind of where I kind of like stand. I'm like, I don't know what I do, if I believe it or not. Like, I know we have to have something to do with something. Again, pollution is bad, period. You can't say it's not.
But I mean, is it okay that I swear? Because I mean, I'll turn on the other one.
You can fucking cuss all you want.
Because some channels don't want you to be swearing a lot, so then I got to turn on my other personality that doesn't swear as much.
Oh, no, don't. All good. Don't even worry about that at all.
Yeah, anyways, like you were saying.
I know we have to be doing something, but that 4 billion years, how do you guys know this is what's going to happen? Because another thing they're not telling people is this big report that just came out with the IPCC. They've been saying that for 40 years. Every year, every few years, they do these little meetings, and they've been saying the same stuff. It's just now they made it public.
Yeah, like repeat the lie. Kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's
repeat the lie often enough until it takes traction.
Exactly, and that's the thing. Like, they're putting it out there now, and everyone I talk to, like in just regular life as that is, it's like they look at me like I'm crazy when I talk about geoengineering, as if like a year ago people were telling everyone cloud seeding was some conspiracy theory nuttered thing, and it's real.
Yeah, there was a whole thing that went down with Simon Dan and PMARS and stuff, because Simon Dan treats all conspiracy theories like they're all performed by nutters, right? Mm-hmm. And he decided to just lump global warming in there with flat earth that he debunks, and then he just completely discredited geoengineering. And so then people were like, whoa, dude, this shit is real. What are you talking about, Simon Dan? So he made himself look like a foot, or an ass.
Oh, well, funny enough, so did Conspiracy Cats, because we were talking about something. I saw him on a debate somewhere, but I ended up messaging him on Twitter, and I think he had made upload about chemtrails and the lady that wore a hat or something like that. I don't even remember, but basically, someone who does take it too far, it makes it sound kind of crazy. He did an upload of her, but I ended up messaging him going, "Hey, actually, this stuff is actually commonplace now. Places are actually contracting these billion-dollar companies to seed everywhere, and it's still people are like, what? Yeah, it's like especially where I live. I'm in San Diego, from San Francisco Sacramento area all the way down here. They actually do it, and I've actually found different news articles of them saying they're going to do it.
Is it dry there? You don't get a lot of rain?
Yeah, no, we don't get very good rain at all.
Where they would do it is where it doesn't rain.
Yeah. And was it definitely a year and a half ago, I remember, hey, they're doing this, they're doing that, spraying, and everyone's like, no, they're not. They're just testing it. Everything's a test. And this is why I didn't change. When I left Flat Earth, it didn't mean I left reality, okay? Here's the thing. I know for a fact, everyone knows for a fact government is corrupt. They do stupid shit. They think of stupid shit and it gets out. And yes, all our theories are based on those leaks or, the unclassified stuff and the people are dead now and they're not gonna have to even deal with it type shit. But
well, a better distinction even is this, because when you say all governments are this, all governments are that, it's like you're personifying a government, which it's not. It's not a being within itself that's capable of making focused decisions, right? It's a whole group of human beings. Now, human beings are corrupt. Human beings, a lot of them can be bought and sold.
Yeah,
cheap.
the second you said that,
a lot of human beings,
yeah, humans are assholes. You can get them to
sign a paper for $100,000 and they'll just never think about the ramifications. A lot of people just won't think about it, whatever. They just think about that moment and what it's going to do for them, and that's it.
Well, that's the reality of it. If someone thinks that your government would never hide something from you, just think, if there was an asteroid
would a person hide something from you? Would a person?
Oh, fuck yeah. In a heartbeat.
Would a person?
A person.
Okay, what is the government made up of?
People.
Right, persons.
Bunch of persons.
So a bunch of persons. So in the government, it's safe to assume a lot of people are hiding shit.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's a lot of people there, and people hide shit. Not everybody, but people are capable and do it. So it's safe to make these assumptions that if there are people, that's a potential.
Oh, yeah, big time. And better yet, they've done studies that show you put anybody in a place of power, most of the time, eventually they
become corrupt.
Yeah, it just happens. It's just the way
power
it is.
Is corrupting. Yeah, that's fucking Nietzsche and shit, dude. God is dead. Power corrupts.
Yeah, it's crazy because I obviously over at the server, I talk to people that I know are so far smarter than I am. It's crazy. And when I say something to them like, hey, they're making laser weapons now, right? And they look at me. Yeah. And they look at me and
you see how they handle me over there.
Oh yeah. Well, it used to be like that too, but I used to go and slide in, say something to see how I get a reaction, and I'd slide out. I just need to see how my thought worked in there for a second.
I try to give them a real chance sometimes, and they just blow it.
Yeah, but
they're character assassinating and asserting shit.
Well, they deal with flat earthers and Debbie all day, and chemo. Oh shit, chemo. Fuck.
Yeah, what a waste of life, dude. I mean, not chemo. I mean, just doing that all day.
I can't be that angry. I can't get triggered that often. It might be so tired in the middle of the day. Right. It takes a lot out of me when I get triggered. People, that's all I have. I'm telling you right now. I scream into this mic, my veins pop out, and then I want to go to sleep after.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
People often accuse me of being triggered when I'm really not triggered. I'm just really good at being very loud and assertive. So they call me being very loud and assertive being triggered, but most people don't really see me being triggered, because I would say being triggered is like when you lose your mind.
Oh, yeah, you lose your shit.
You don't know what you're talking about. You're just saying anything. You're just like, fuck the world.
Yep.
That's when but I always know what I'm saying, and I often repeat myself over and over again in those circumstances, but I'm just loud and assertive, and they call me triggered, and it's foolish. And then I'm almost instantly not yelling anymore because it didn't have real emotion. It was just me asserting myself.
Oh no, I get triggered.
Not to say that I'm never triggered. I have been.
I'm bad. Like I'm like 0 to 1,000 in like 3 seconds, and it's just like I said, everything I got. Usually, I kind of just sit back and let everyone else talk, and I'll just sit here. It takes all out of me. I get triggered real easily too. So that's the worst part.
I have to like really care a lot about who it is I'm speaking to or what it is I'm speaking about in order to get triggered.
Well, if I know they're going to do it, like for instance, Hellboy, it's not going to happen. You're not going to trigger me. But if we're in a conversation and you're acting like a normal human being to me, and then out of nowhere, the whole script like just flips, I'm like, oh, okay, let's go. I'm ready. Let's go. And at that point, I don't see what's going on. I don't hear what I'm saying. I just know shit's hitting spitting out, hitting my microphone, and my face is getting red, and I'm getting tired. So I try not to get triggered these days. But yeah, it's very obvious for me. It's either I'm like this or I'm triggered.
I just think there's a lot of people around here who think that they're really smart and they're really good at arguing, but then they don't really use proper, like, I don't know, they use a lot of fallacy. They use a lot of like just asserting that their side is correct. And especially like, because we were talking about gems, like when I was in there the other day trying to talk to them about this new information about Teflon and the risks to every human being. And they don't know about it because it's brand new. But they think, oh, I can't find it in my information that I gained in 1982. So I guess it doesn't exist. That's how I feel about them.
Well, yeah, that's the same thing I was saying.
you know what I'm saying? It's like, why don't you guys update a little bit here?
Pure, I'm sorry if you're out there, man, but I got to call you out on this one, man. He's the one that was like, no, we don't have laser weapons. They're like radar systems. And I'm like, no, dude, you don't understand. They showed us videos of them using it. They actually put them on helicopters. And he's like, no. And I'm like, oh, okay, whatever, man, whatever. And then you'll be surprised about this one.
Yeah, they're just as bad as flat earthers when it comes to like, asserting shit just because they didn't see it, you know, what doesn't exist.
Weather modification and creeping into like the ocean fertilization aspect of geoengineering. Gold Steel was clueless. Gold Steel told me I was crazy when I told him about the ocean fertilization and the plankton and the red tides. Like he thought I was out of my fucking mind. I was like, dude, you're telling me I'm crazy and I know how right I am. You just don't know about it. That's a thing that boggles my mind. People need to realize. I mean, you may be like crazy smart at one thing or at a whole conversation about everything.
You might have been really smart in the 80s, but it's kind of getting outdated.
Yeah, you still got to keep looking. That's the crazy part. Like sometimes I feel like I'm outdated. I'm like, damn, I missed a month of a bunch of these articles that I should have been looking into and then going here to here. And now I'm like, oh, I got so many notes. Do I really need to keep taking notes? Like I have every notebook I've ever had still from when I first came around. And
really?
Oh yeah, every single one. Yep. Oh yeah.
I was writing a whole.
That's the thing. I really am here for fucking truth, and like people keep like, not you guys, because actually the people on the panel now, you guys have actually been as cool as it gets. But there are these random people that keep going. You know, you weren't this or you were. I'm like, no, you're right. I wasn't a flat earther. Guess what? It's a globe. Couldn't have been. So it's obviously I didn't understand it. I'm getting a better understanding of it. Unfortunately,
I remember you from back then.
Oh, yeah, I was. See, and that's the thing. People are like, Debbie was like, are you going to take down all your flat Earth videos? I'm like, Debbie, who the fuck do you think I am? Like, I wasn't out there proving flat Earth. I said my immediate area looked flat, and I didn't understand. I want to though, and I did, and I realized all the ways you're able to do for yourself. Give yourself evidence that we live on a globe and not a flat Earth. But I ran into a speed bump where I now see there's a lot of people I know that are just not willing to be honest. Like, for instance, Ali, he's one of those people that he believes in flat Earth. He's kind of figuring things out still. And he says, I'm figuring shit out. And he's also going, hey, you know, I have different views than everyone else. That's good because, you know, at least you're not doing that squawk, squawk, squawk parrot thing. And, yeah, it's mind-numbing to me right now. Like Chris Berry. Oh my God.
I don't want to judge Haley or nothing.
It's like, God damn. And
At least baking his own waffles, right?
yeah, it's like, holy crap, man.
He's not borrowing off the Nathan Oakley's plate.
Man, and that was the thing. I'm trying to figure out what is, because he messaged me in the server and he goes, hey Sean, I'm not going to be on the Hangout that much anymore. I thought it said he wasn't going to be on Hangouts at all. So I saw him at Jose's. I'm like, hey bitch, you coming over to do the debate? We're going to talk about that video you sent over. And he was like, no, I don't want to. I'm like, come on, Chris. My goal now, and I didn't realize it, like I want to do these even debates. That's fun. I like that. I like the conversations. There's no shit talking and all that. I like being calm sometimes. But that, like, I can't handle these flat earthers that I know are not flat earthers now. Now I see it like it's clear as day. I tell fucking Chris, dude, you just gave me evidence for the globe. He goes, nope.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's evidence of Coriolis. Nope. Okay, so show me your evidence. This dude shows a picture of a trick shot hitting a balloon. He don't think the guy has to use calculations because he read the newspaper at his dinner table, at his breakfast table that morning. I'm like, Chris, like, you gotta think of something good. Like, you make it too easy. And what I hope to be doing is, for one, showing Chris he has no clue what the fuck he's talking about, and two,
yeah, I was watching that conversation you had with Chris.
Yeah. And I just want it to end, and for me, and I may be sick in the head, but I need him to go, damn, I was wrong. I don't even care if it's about his fucking how he spelled his name one day. I just need to hear that come out of his mouth, and it's now like,
well, you probably should let that dream go.
I know.
You shouldn't have expectations of any persons because that's how you become unhappy.
Well, here's the real bad part, because I have to be honest to what's going on. I eventually got to start, pressing people. Like right now, I'm pressing people like Chris. I don't know Chris. I seen him. I don't know him. Seek and Find. I talked to him for almost 2 years. So for him, it was a little harder for me to do it and see it. But unfortunately, Seek and Find is almost the same thing. I mean, he doesn't want to talk about what he thinks it is. He doesn't want to, he doesn't even want to act like he understands what you're saying because he's heard it 35 times. I don't care if you think it's a fucking frisbee flying through milk. You've heard what the globe does so many times. Why are we still asking us questions? Aren't you supposed to be figuring out how our observations aren't our observations?
It's like it's lost its point altogether at this point, right?
Yeah, it's
like, why are you still playing this game with me when you know that there's no way to win? And you know what I mean? Because what flat earthers really need to do is have something to prove flat Earth.
Yes.
Instead of just asking questions about a globe. Mm-hmm. And all of their questions are misformed. And I don't understand why a lot of these flat earthers haven't just turned against these people who gave them these malformed arguments to begin with.
Oh, they do. Oh, see, I see it all the time. Matter of fact, I don't even want to say the who, but right now there is actually a whole fan revolt against this guy based on his information and how they feel about it. And
but it needs to be one of the guys. It needs to be the Dubé. It needs to be the Sergeant, or it needs to be the Jaron, because these are the big rhetoric writers, right?
Oh, I'm not going to say names. I'm not getting involved, Bro Sanchez. But it's not up to me. Okay.
He doesn't even count as the flat earther in my mind.
That's the thing.
He's in the Black consciousness movement.
But see, that's the thing. When I came around,
because he happens to be like the flat Earth branch of it, I just don't even count him as a flat Earth, the flat Earth. That's
the thing. He wasn't like that when I came around. They had actually there was a group of them that actually left from there, like Dreads, Bro Sanchez. They were in the conscious community, found flat Earth, and then kind of jumped away from it. Where Bro Sanchez started jumping in and out. Dread stopped doing it because he didn't want that other. He didn't want that other stuff going on.
He's just trying to sell another product. He's just like Fight the Flat Earth, dude. Dreads and Fight the Flat Earth are the same. They're just looking at YouTube for shit that's trending or shit that's selling and trying to get a niche in it. And that's what Dreads did with Flat Earth. Okay, that's what he did.
He's pretty much changed a lot of ways.
He invested a lot into trying to understand the questioning of the flat Earth and play that role really well. I would say he did a good job playing the role.
Well, you don't
But
think that?
nonetheless, he was doing it because it's a product on YouTube that was selling.
Well,
You know what I'm
you don't.
saying? That's why
Well,
he got in
I
there.
have a better question. What percentage do you think is faking it or really believes it's flat?
You mean like overall flat earthers? I don't think any flat earthers really believe that it's flat.
I can tell you right now, you're wrong.
They know
I
that it's
object.
flat. Or
I
they
object.
believe that it's flat.
Well, here's the thing. I can
This
tell
is
you.
my opinion, so your
yeah,
opinion
yeah.
can be
You're
different than
right.
mine
You're right.
simultaneously
You're right.
because
You're
it's only my
100% right.
opinion. It's not based on the truth. It's just my honest opinion. It doesn't have to be the truth at the same time. But in my honest opinion, I don't believe there are any flat earthers that actually believe that the earth is flat. And I base that on what they do with that belief, what motivates them, what actions it makes them take. And everything I see flat earthers doing is the exact opposite. It's what you would do if you knew what you were saying was a lie, instead of what you knew you were saying you believed was true. Because if you believe something's true, you go out of your way to prove that it's true to everyone beyond a shadow of a doubt. And if you know you're lying, you go out of your way to try to keep anybody from trying to make you prove it beyond a shadow of a doubt. And that's just psychology.
Can I say something? Hi, Sean. How you doing?
How you doing, Allie?
Yeah, Allie, go ahead. We've been talking.
Yeah, nice. I don't feel as if I want to prove it to anybody else. I'm just proving it to myself. And at the moment, I believe it's flat. So, I get what you're saying there, Q. It's your opinion, and that's you believe. Can you point something out that I do then that you would think that would lead you to believe that?
Yes.
Yeah, go for it.
You have no model, you have no science, you have no equation, you have no photos, you have nothing to substantiate the belief in a flat earth, and you do not try to obtain those things. You just sit around and get in arguments with people about what their belief in a sphere is instead of trying to prove your
But
shit.
All right, so you don't think that I've looked into it then?
No, it's not that. See, I think that's going to be like a semantical thing where you're going to say you've looked into things, but it's not exactly what I'm talking about. Because if the earth is flat, that's a measurable attribute that can be proven beyond a shadow of a doubt through mathematics.
But I have a question.
Really? Well, wait a minute. Sorry, Sean.
Okay. Yeah, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Finish.
No, go ahead, because I've been ranting anyway. So go ahead.
No, it's okay. It's your show.
Okay. I was just gonna say one quick thing. You got to remember, I was a flat earther. I honestly thought it was flat. It just, and for me, I didn't understand it, so I couldn't. The issue for me, channel, was I couldn't see it in my head. I couldn't figure it out in my head. And if I couldn't do that,
then maybe you did really, and then you took the steps to try to prove it, and that's why you ended up pulled away from it, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah. I started learning how to understand things.
Right. So if anybody really believes the earth is flat, then they're going to take the appropriate steps to prove that and find out it's not and end up like you.
But who's to say how long it takes? It took me two plus years. Whereas I hear people going, I looked at it for like 10 minutes and I was like, fuck that.
Yeah, but for me, it matters like not like how long it takes them, but it matters like what are you doing right now? What have you done so far?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
And so far, I just see like a lot of people just getting together and talking about it.
Yeah, 100%.
And making stuff up to say or coming up with new questions that are malformed arguments.
But see, you can't blame...
If it's really about the shape of the earth, that's a measurable thing. You can just go outside and start measuring and and come up with an equation for obstruction of, objects over a flat surface,
How can you do that? How can you go out and measure?
Same way that we come up for equations for anything, Allie. Same way we come up for equations for any physical thing in the world.
So you're saying that an equation, if we came up with a model, or if I had a model and I had the mathematics and stuff like that, then it would be flat.
Well, yeah, wouldn't it?
Well, I don't know, would it be? You've got mathematics for the ball and it's not a ball, so...
No, it is. But here's the thing. You don't even have to have all the mathematics. What if you guys make an assertion that objects can be obstructed from the bottom up over flat surfaces? Well, how about if you just put that into an equation that could be tested?
That's the whole part of what I'm going to do this summer. But the point is, I can explain all them ships going over the horizon. In fact, I'll be doing a presentation on it on Jose's.
Okay, cool.
Wait, hang on, wait.
Unless you want me to do it, Sean,
No,
unless you want me.
hell no, do it over there.
No, seriously,
but
if you'd like me to.
Because I'm very interested in this because that's actually what I'm doing. So with this whole thing with Riley and my friend Ranty, I do apologize for that. My comment, geoengineering isn't mine, and I acted like a dick face in your chat, in your comments. So I apologize. But I the whole boat over the curve of Daz, the cameraman's footage. I'm not sure if everyone heard about this, but I've been in contact with him, and that dude gave me fucking everything. When I say everything, I mean everything you need to know everything going on in every observation he did. So what I'm going to do, and I hope everyone lets Riley know, I don't see him in the chat or anything, but hey, I'm going to go about it the scientific method, and if I can do it, you guys would have to concede then, right? Under Riley's terms. And you know what? I may fail, but guess what? I'm going to enjoy doing this. I think it's going to be fun.
Yeah, well, exactly. I mean, that's what we're meant to be doing anyway.
Everybody.
But, the thing is,
I just want to learn how to do it. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The thing is with these, when I see these, when they say, you know, we've been having this scientific method rammed down our throat by certain people that have decided this is the way and this is the only way. And when you actually look up the scientific method, there's lots of ways of doing it, and you can have lots of variables, independent variables that you don't have to manipulate, and lots of things, and which I'm being totally honest about and stuff like that. You know, in science you can have all different you know, dependent and independent variables, and you don't have to manipulate them all or anything like that. It depends whether that independent variable is relevant to the result, if you know what I mean. It can be like it's not relevant to it because you're looking just at an aspect within the phenomena that you want to explain. It might not explain the full phenomena, but you can't just you can't. I mean, that's like dogmatic. This is the way it's done, and that's the way it's done. There's all different ways of actually like going through the process of finding out. And I just find it funny with the, you know, and you always start, the first thing you always start is you observe something, you do an observation. It doesn't, and with that idea, quantum rays are saying you need to observe a phenomena. No, you don't. All you have to do is observe something, go, I wonder what that is. I know, I think it's that, and then you go and experiment. You form your hypothesis, then you do an experiment, and you just test it again, and stuff like that. You don't need a phenomena, and you just need an observation. But most of these people that are doing the observations, that's it, they've just done the observation. Oh, I've got a photograph of this and that on both sides. So I've got a photograph, it's 10 miles, and then you go to mathematics, and then they act as if mathematics proves that, well, that's not really an experiment. That's going down to analysis.
No. In mathematics, when you take things and you put them into equations, those are called proofs. And when you make that, then that can be given to other people, and they can go test that on other flat surfaces and determine whether or not that proof is valid.
Well, that's what's going to happen. That's happening. That's happening. That's already happening now. And it's already getting formulated as it is. And we're going to test that. We're trying to.
Yeah, well, that's what Mind of God told me, and he referred me to a video where no such equation existed.
No, I never said equations. No, look.
So you don't have an equation. So when you say that's going to happen, you don't really mean what I'm talking about. You mean some other thing.
No, an experiment. An experiment is not doing numbers, Q. Yes? Can we agree on that? Doing a mathematical equation.
No, we cannot agree that experiment is not doing numbers. No, I will not agree.
Maybe I explained. I'm not explaining.
Pretty sure you need numbers to do experiments, dude.
But the equations come afterwards, right? Oh, I measure. If I measure, right, say I measure something at 10 feet. Oh, that's 10 feet. All right, I'll put it 20 feet. Or right, there's the number you gather.
I want to figure out how much smaller the
Excuse me,
shadow of a tree
you-
is for
you-
the tree.
Come on, man.
Hang on, Joe.
Well, let me speak. Let me finish. There's no
But
need
hey,
to.
Ali, but do speed it up.
Well, I'm
just fucking with you, man. I'm messing with you.
No, but I'm being perfectly calm because I'm pretty
I
tired
was-
anyway. But the point I was making that you have to you would have to do your measurements, and then you'll come up with an equation. All right, that happens every 5 foot. So how can I make an equation for that, right? And that's what you do. So you don't need an equation first. You do your observation, then you'll do your experiment, and then and measurements, and then you'll come up with your equations and stuff like that.
How are you gonna take measurements without observing? Just explain to me how you're gonna
What did I
measure things
just
without
say to you?
observing.
Well, what
Hang
did
on,
I
How you
just-
gonna, how you gonna keep
yeah.
separate your observing and your measuring?
Well, couldn't you can use other people's observations. You don't have to have the observations. Don't have to be
No, I'm
of your
gonna do
own.
You have to
myself.
observe those observations.
I'm going to do that myself.
Why-
I'm
why-
going to do the observations.
I can.
You take measurements. If something's 3 miles away or something, you know.
We can't do science without numbers, okay? It's just
Oh, no,
not
no,
gonna happen.
See,
I-
you're straw man.
Well, hang on, Ali. Hang on,
Told
Ali.
me,
Hang
you
on,
just
Ali.
said to me that
Yeah, but-
experiments aren't numbers, okay, Q? You agree? And I'm saying no.
Equations. I never said
Oh,
numbers.
Again, I won't agree to that
Equations.
either. I won't agree to that.
I
You can
said
change the word
equations,
from numbers to
Yeah.
equations, and I still don't agree, Allie.
Hey, Ali, I think what you're arguing
Right,
is
so,
that.
but Q, wait a minute, Mr. P. Look, right, okay, right. What do you want to know then? What you ask?
I think what you're arguing is that the equations come after you make the experiment. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not. Not now. I'm not, because I know you're just going to say something, and I'm going to argue with you, and nothing will
Okay, he
happen.
just wants to backtrack. Let him backtrack.
I want to
No, I'm not backtracking. I'm just trying to save an argument.
Okay, I'm not trying to trap you or anything. Because I would say that's not necessarily true that the equation comes after the experiment. Because you can say if I put this amount of chemicals to this other chemical, I'll get, let's say, this kind of color on the chemical. So let's say, well, I want to make an equation and say if I put this amount, which is more, and it's going to be this much discoloration, and then you experiment with that, and then you compare each other. Whether is the equation correct compared to the results?
I don't know. You tell me. Well, no. See, I don't agree with that. Right, I don't agree with that. What I said was right. As I said, I'm doing an experiment, right? Whereas I'm going to make an observation. Then I'm going to measure, and then I'm going to break down that measurement in increments and try and work out how something disappears, but the equation will come after. It won't come before. It'll come after I've done the experiment. I've gathered the data, and once I've crunched the data, then I can come with an equation. That's the way I would do it. I'm not going to make equations up. Look, if I make an equation up off the top of my head, you'll be fumbling about forever. What happens if you get the wrong equation?
Sure, but we can also say that once you make the observations and you get all that data and you make an equation, you can also make predictions for further experiments, correct? You say, well, now that I got this thing.
Yes, absolutely. That's the whole point of the equation.
All right, fair enough. Excellent.
That's totally right, and that's totally what I'll do, but I'll gather the data first. There's no point in me making an equation before I've even done an experiment.
Hence, we do this a lot, where there's all these known facts and all these known, numbers, and then say, okay, we can make predictions with that, and then compare them, and then you see if they're correct.
Then we can variable them, and then we can see what effect we get when we change things about them.
Yeah, so that's
And we
exactly
can
what I
always
said
know
I
where
would
we
do.
started from and how much we changed it because
so
we
what-
used fucking
What was that
numbers.
different from what I said? What was that different from what I said?
Sorry.
No, don't apologise. I'm just saying.
Well, it's just a lot of times we hear about it to say, those are just numbers. Or anybody
Yeah,
can.
well, see, this
Yeah,
is the problem.
Ranty just told me, tagged me specifically to tell me that maths is not reality.
Am I ranty? or maybe you weren't talking to me.
No, I was just adding to the point that flat earthers do seem to think that math is separate from reality.
Ranty said that, not me.
Yeah, I said ranty.
Yeah, but you said, and then you said it seems all flat earthers do that.
No, Mr. Pagan was saying that.
But you didn't just say that.
I said I was only pointing out what Ranty said to reiterate Mr. Pagan's
You
point.
mentioned all flat. It doesn't matter.
You
A lot of that is like to say.
Yeah, you need a nap.
No. So anyway, Sean, can I talk about what you were talking about earlier on, or is it flat earth?
Oh no, yeah, go ahead. No, fuck that. Yeah,
Was it
absolutely.
flat earthers and
No,
seems
do
to be
whatever you
triggering
want.
day to day,
And
no?
if I were you, I'd be in the same position as would. That's what I used to do. I'm not going to get teamed up on. Let's talk about this. Can't team up on me if we're doing this one.
I want to talk about how math represents reality.
No, I was going to
For
ask about.
instance, I'm
So I'm
5'11". That's reality.
I think you know it's yeah, we can interpret we can represent reality with math. It's just of course math is not reality, but we can represent reality with math, and that's that's really where everything starts for a lot of truth seekers or flat earthers, and because they just don't trust that, and it's like, well, I mean, how else can we gather data? Like when we use instruments and stuff, I mean, we have to. You have to put it in numbers. It's just, I don't know. That's why, that's we come up with stuff like, let's do the sticks in the ground, stuff that's visual, with hands on. But then they'll complain and say, why are we doing sticks on the ground? This is 2019. So, because we showed you numbers and other stuff, and you want to accept it as evidence. So we have to go, back and use just rudimental, just stuff like that, simple. And even then, it's just like, oh, well, we don't know what the sun is. And it's just a circle. It's just a circle, big circle.
Yeah, I'll agree with you there, Mr. P. There's loads of people that are in the flat earth that do that, but you've also got to be able to and be honest with yourself that there's people on the other side that do that as well. We can't just make blanket statements, and I've been subject to that. I'm trying to get the habit out of saying exactly saying, oh, ball earthers, it's like a blanket statement kind of thing. And I still say it now, but I try to at least catch myself. I at least try to catch myself.
I don't know, Ellie. There's a lot of flat earthers in there right now reiterating the point and then saying that math is not reality. Math is not reality. It's like your freaking mantra for flat earth.
Look, this is why I try to not.
You're going to sit in here and deny it for some reason.
Hey, listen,
Maybe you have oppositional defiant disorder, Ellie. You're just going to deny things that you know are fucking true about flat earth.
On this hangout, have I said that you're trying to put onto what people are writing in the chat onto me? I don't watch the chat channel.
No, you're trying to tell somebody what they can say and what they can't say. So I'm just doing that to you.
When did I say that?
Let me respond to Ali. Ali, let me respond. And you said that I shouldn't make blanket statements. Well, that's why I'm speaking absolutes. I say a lot of flat earthers, some flat earthers, because I shouldn't be speaking in absolutes and say all flat earthers, every flat earther. I said a lot in some.
I wasn't having a go at you, mate. I was saying I was making the mistake. I said we shouldn't use blanket statements.
Okay, but why did we start talking about blanket statements?
Say
What
again?
do you want to get hung up on this shit for, huh?
Are you trying?
Why did you?
Hey, listen, don't get triggered, Q. Don't get triggered now. Come on.
She's not. She's
You are doing
fine.
well.
She's fine.
No, she's getting triggered. I know. I've known
not.
Q for a while. I know when she's getting triggered.
No, hang on.
She's
Why
fine.
did you bring up blanket statements? Who made that? I mean, why did you bring that up, Ali? Why did you bring it up?
He's never going to tell you why.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry for saying that. Let's move on now.
No. Why did you bring it up?
Why hang on it? I apologise to you that I said that.
No. Did you feel like I was making a blanket statement? Is that why you?
Will you accept my apology for saying that? I'm apologising you for saying that. Yes, I did say that. And you never said all flat earthers, you said some. Okay, I apologise. Do you accept my apology?
You apologizing for what again?
for accusing you of making blanket statements of
Okay.
all flat earthers when you never said that. When you never said that, you said some.
That's
I'll
fine.
take
That's
your
all.
word for it.
Yeah. That's
hope-
quality.
Right,
There
thank
you
you
go.
very much. There we go. See how easy that was, everybody.
If you say so, dude.
Hey, everybody.
Mr.
makes
P,
money,
Mr.
right?
P,
Some people
but
make mistakes.
was that hard? Was that hard for you to
hey.
accept my apology?
Hey, Ali.
No, it was. I didn't want you to just move on and not admit the fact that you.
No, but no, I was just referring to Q there, saying, haha,
Hey,
or laughing.
did you have a question, Ali? You were going to ask a question, or did you just want to discuss the
Well,
geoengineering?
you know
Either
what,
way.
Sean, I forgot it. You know,
Okay.
I was trying to move the conversation on, but I got hijacked there. So, aye, about the geoengineering. Well, what's your opinion on it then, Sean?
Oh, see, I would have told you 6 months ago. It's terrible. It's the worst thing ever. There are good geoengineering ideas. The issue that we're running into is the time they're giving us is what's making them do these hasty things. Where I don't think the time they're giving us is accurate. I think they're just pushing us to. I'm almost there, but you know what I mean. I can't give you 100%, and I don't want to say anything that's not reality yet. But it's definitely
Don't make blank.
Yeah, there's definitely there's definitely a money grab going on, and I can prove that. I mean, it's just ridiculously easy to prove that. But the next game doesn't make sense to me, because here's a problem I have. This is actually the conundrum I'm in right now. So I've talked about space-based solar power, where they sent the big panels up, the sun be on it 24/7. We have here in California, we have the largest solar farms, right? Well, if that's the case, and they're about to do 15 years of solar radiation management, that makes all that absolute just crap. But guess what stays around? Fossil fuels. They don't need the sun. And
yeah.
It can sound crazy, but that's fucking realistic shit right there. The geoengineering they're proposing doing is a 15-year long project that will blanket the sun and reflect as much of the sun's radiation as it possibly can. That's everything against solar right there.
Yeah, exactly, mate. Yeah, that was quite. I wouldn't.
That's not conspiracy thinking. That's reality.
Together, actually. Exactly.
When I hear shit, I kind of go down those paths, and it's reality of it. Well, what happens if there's no sun, or limited sun? Then all those solar farms are fucked. Then you can't even reach that shit from space. But there's one thing I have been saying, that fossil fuels, they're not going to put themselves out of business. They're the ones doing the carbon capture and then reusing it. So again, fossil fuels ain't going to put themselves out of business. Solar ain't going to save the day, especially if they do the geoengineering. So, I mean, where are we going to be left? We're going to be buying gas, and we're probably going to be paying more because we won't have the alternative.
Nuclear, you're forgetting about nuclear.
That's it's not. I don't think it's big enough
nuclear,
to.
And then electric cars.
Batteries. Well, but here's the thing. There's a whole industry that could give a shit less about everything you just said, and that's called construction. The second you put an electric something on a job site, you're going to realize, oh yeah, we need a lot more fucking power out of this. And they haven't figured that out. You need trucks that cross the country. You need boats with these big ass diesel engines. I mean, I haven't seen an alternative yet, but you know what? I could be 100% wrong, but nuclear ain't the answer either. It's a byproduct.
You've got hydrogen fuel, Sean. We've got hydrogen fuel.
But you can't have that everywhere.
Say again?
You can't have it everywhere. I mean, everywhere.
There's water. There's water everywhere. So we've got water. Hydrogen falls from the sky.
Yeah, but for instance,
in the form of attached to a molecule of oxygen. So.
But you got to remember this. I live in San Diego. We don't we get water shipped to us. Not all of it.
You're right next to the water, Sean.
Yeah, what were you saying?
they have pedal cars that hold 6 people.
Mhm.
I see in the future families. I see in the future families taking the pedal car to go to the grocery store to get groceries.
Yeah.
Look at these
I don't
flat
see that.
earthers in the chat just lying on me the whole time, dude. What are you guys so afraid of?
You
Huh,
have to- I mean,
Randy, Pete?
The,
Just gonna sit in there and tell
guys.
lies about me this whole time?
Don't.
Oh,
Hey,
Randy
hey,
talking nothing
here-
but shit.
here's a good thing, guys. The chat, this panel
read the
is
chat.
open.
That's proof
It's
right there. Flat
completely
earthers
open.
ain't nothing but liars.
You can
Right
come on
there.
here and have a conversation. I'll moderate the conversation.
I'm
if that's
sick and
what you
tired of
need.
Ranty tagging me because he's insulting me to somebody
yeah.
else he's talking to
Well,
the
that's
whole
the thing.
time. If he
it-
wants to say something to me, he can tag me. But if
Well-
he's not talking to me, why is he tagging my name?
well, in all fairness, Ranty,
In every
like
comment
you were,
he's making.
you
Why?
were talking about
Why
it
don't
before
you
she
come
said
in
anything.
here and talk to me, Ranty? Come on. Let's have that debate you said we had where that's where you found out I was such a horrid bitch.
Wait. You guys had a debate?
Why don't you come on here right now
Wait.
and let's
Channel.
debate your flat earth proofs?
Channel. Wait, you guys debated? When?
Never.
Oh.
That's another lie he told. He's just in here making up stories about me. Just lying his ass off.
Right, can we get back to that that bicycle with the six
No,
things
okay,
on it?
okay, so,
Actually,
but-
in Denmark,
but here's the- But here's the
wait a
problem.
minute, Sean,
Oh,
in
you're
Denmark.
right. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
in Denmark, Sean, they've got they actually they're very bicycle orientated. Everybody rides on a bike here, like old.
Oh
people,
yeah,
young
bike
people.
bikes are very popular.
But here's
Yeah,
the problem.
and they've got what do you call it? They actually build actual cycle paths along the country and country roads, and they're absolutely everywhere. You know, like cycling's a big thing
Oh yeah. Like
yeah.
in
the
Denmark, and I think that's a good idea.
Well,
There's
here's
nothing
the-
wrong
here's
with
the
that in
thing.
a city.
But
Cycling
yeah,
would be
I lived in Germany for 25 years.
here's the problem.
whereabouts.
But
Where were you, Sean?
I lived in Germany for 12 years. I lived in Germany for 12 years.
What part of Germany? Whereabouts?
Darmstadt, Zweibrücken, Bad Kreuznach, down near the Rhine area.
good looking out,
close
Brian.
to,
Thank
Beach
you. I
France.
appreciate that, man.
All right,
me-
okay.
Right down
I
that
was-
area.
I was in the north.
I mean
worked
Flintstones.
in the north.
Which one
Yeah, I love
matters?
Europe. I love Germany.
matters.
Real, very clean area. I mean,
Very nice
hey,
people.
Lodi's
as
in
well.
the chat
They
again,
try
guys.
your
Country.
language.
Right there.
Yeah.
Get him.
And the beer's
Chat.
nice as well down there.
oh hell yeah!
There they are. How you guys doing?
They've
I
got
came
a
out of
process
Germany
for
weighing
Yeah,
almost
so
300
I just
pounds.
want to announce that that 24/7 is going to probably make us a visit. They're hanging out in the chat, so it means there's probably 7 or 8 more hanging out and watching. I was talking to Michael in the chat, and I told him I'm willing to debate anybody from 24/7, and it'll be fun, and you're not going to get bullied up here, I promise. And if you want to debate somebody else, I'll moderate, and I'll even be biased or non-biased to it. Then when the debate's over, I'd like to have a conversation. But yeah, that's just just me. But I just wanted to say something because they like to kind of pop in and out of the chat, and I just like them to know I know they're here.
I saw also a video about the Jaren and deep inside the rabbit hole.
Mm-hmm. Well, I heard about a little bit about it.
What do you mean? Wasn't you who posted it?
No, wait, say it again. With Jaren?
No, yeah. Whose video was that? The one talking about Darren and deep inside the rabbit hole.
Oh, not me.
Oh, that was Tim Austin. Yeah, this is all Tim Austin. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
My bad. Yeah, I saw that. He was calling out Darren and David Wise. So do you think David Wise it's a shield?
I don't even know who the hell that is.
Deep inside the rabbit hole.
Oh, that's his name? Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
he's the worst.
Fair enough.
He's one of them.
You think he really...
Put it this way. I'm going to tell you right now. Jaron, his experiment in that documentary was my turning point. That was the last straw. That was like, okay, there's no more bullshitting anymore. There's no more it could be's and these and all. No, not anymore. And then even better, since I've left Flat Earth, the amount that I've retained now is insane because now I'm not trying to have to figure shit that doesn't make sense out. Now I'm taking everything and I can go, oh shit, oh it lines up to the third experiment I did 3 weeks ago because it, they all interline with each other. They work like a system.
Then, so how long were you a flat earther?
2 years, a little over 2 years. Yep.
Until what? Till like last year or what?
What? 2 months ago? 2.5 months ago?
Oh, cool.
Oh
Awesome.
yeah. I had
it was more than that,
I
surely.
left Flat Earth. No, it's been about 2 months. I left Flat
You
Earth,
sure?
and then I think Jose was maybe 2 weeks after me. About.
Okay.
So
You were me before that, Sean. I thought you were. It seems ages ago, man.
It does now, right?
It does. It really does, man. It seems
does.
like ages ago you left.
Yeah, well, like I said, my time I've been around now since not being Flat Earth. Like I said, I have all the time in the world to do like I said, the stuff I told you guys tonight about geoengineering. Those are like my my index notes. Like I go deeper than that, and I got to get you guys caught up first because there's a lot of people that just didn't know about it that I talked to before I started, and I don't want to go so far back that people that know about it are so damn bored that they want to like sit in the chat trying to correct me and shit. So you know what I mean? So like I get how that worked. I really see how that works now because now it's like you can say something because you want to explain it and it sound different than the correct answer, so someone would want to chime up to it, but you're really just trying to explain it differently than you would the real term of it is. But again, I'm learning, so it's my
Sounds
fun.
about right. Yeah, I have a hard time with Ball, man. He's got all this background in radio equipment and communications, and I have called out things about atmospheric refraction, and he just like brushes it off and like, oh, it's probably something, but it's not satellites or it's balloons, and it's like, I don't know. I'm waiting to see what's going to happen, as more videos and more evidence comes out. I've yet to see anybody do any stuff with satellites, which to me is like the most simpler and easiest way to prove glow, but I guess I'm gonna have to step up to the plate.
Well, see, here's the thing. There's this weird thing where a lot of them are just like space isn't real. So if space isn't real, satellites aren't real. And the problem is that I realize that it's right off the bat. I mean, here's the problem with this whole discussion we're having right now. I love you, Ali, but there's no evidence. The ones that, like, for instance, Riley, who has inspired me to do this whole scientific method thing. He and I asked him during the stream, and he made a pause, and then just meandered away from it. Why don't Flat Earth have to do the scientific method? I mean, you say do the you're saying we're doing it wrong. So if that's the thing. If I follow it step by step, then you can't say I'm doing it wrong. And I get to learn. That's the best part of it. I can actually learn how to do the scientific method to exactly how it needs to be, rather than I looked at it, I told you I'm right. I don't want to do that anymore. So I want to figure it out.
Well, the likes of Nathan, that show over there, right? All that is really is, especially the last two hangouts. I think I watched about 5 minutes. I'm popping in and out, or 10 minutes popping in and out, and it was just every time I sort of switched on, they were having a go at that slick guy, or Riley's talking about fight the flat earth, or Sly Sparky, and I'm like, geez, man, it's like living in the past. We move up with, these people, they people there. I mean, it was good at the beginning, right? Rumpus was good at the beginning, but I sat on a panel there the other night, listening to him have a discussion. 1 second, Sean. Having a discussion with. Having a discussion with no, I forgot. Yeah, but it's something about they were having
it is an echo chamber.
Yeah, it
was something. That's what it was. Yeah, it's like, it's like they've got to a point. They're just going back. They're just going round in a loop, and that's it. That place is stopped now because with Riley, what Riley did by bringing up Sly Sparky and Fight. I don't even think of these guys anymore. They were good at the beginning, right? Because they would test you. I liked them. That's why I like to go and when I was going on Earth discussions like 6 years ago. 5 years ago. That Steve McRae just going on myself, and I was just going on there, and they were hitting me with everything. But I was learning. I was like, right, I better look into that. But now, the other day, when the Mind of God, or not the Mind of God, just when the Rumpus was on, and the Mind of God was trying to get an experiment, whatever, he was saying something, or trying to make a statement, if this or that. He couldn't even say if this or that, and Rumpus kept interrupting, and it just went on and on and on. I was like, jeez, man.
Okay,
I was like, well, but that's where the end, that's what I'm saying, but what's happened there is it's become surplus. Rumpus has become surplus to requirements because he's not. I want to ask these guys about like an experiment and designing an experiment. So if we design it together, we've got a few already on board. We've had some good after chats with a couple of. I'm not even going to say ball earth. There's a couple of guys that don't agree with us on the shape of the earth or whatever. That's willing to help, and these guys are quality guys.
Well, the thing is, it shouldn't matter what you believe the shape of the earth is, because measurements will tell you what it is.
Sean, I mean, that's absolutely right, but it's very hard to differentiate that. But you're exactly right. But sometimes it's hard for us to do that. But the point I was making, we're beginning to talk to people that are real experts, radio engineers and stuff like that want to talk to us. And don't call us retards if we ask questions, or don't be stupid, or go, oh God, like that. I mean, that's so off-putting to, and then that's where the controversy. That's where the controversy comes in, and people like Q just come in and interrupt or something.
You've been talking for like an hour straight all by yourself, Allie, and then you're going to complain when somebody else tries to say something once.
Okay, wait, because let me go, because I'm going to finish.
He's complaining about you endlessly waffling. I mean, Jesus, Sally.
Let me say this, because I'm going to forget what I was going to say. This is actually a big deal to me. This is a bigger deal than flat earth. I don't give a fuck. Hey, I need people to let me know, because I'm confused now. Do we live in a fucking closed system or an open system, motherfuckers? Because I think we live in an open system. It makes sense to me now. And then now I got Rumpus telling me we live in a fucking closed system. Doesn't even make fucking sense. We don't live in a closed system.
If you look it up, and I think NASA will tell you that it's an open system that acts like a closed system.
See, that's the thing. It's either or. It can't be
it's
both.
like this. It's like, no, because it would be like your milk carton, okay? When you open it, before you opened it, it was a closed system. Then you opened it, poured a glass, then you closed it and put it away. And then you opened it again and closed it again. That's kind of how the Earth is, right? Closed system that opens and closes. But not really. It's just continuous. Like some mass gets added and some mass gets lost. And obviously, if we build a big metal penis and put enough fire behind it, we can maybe get away from the Earth far enough to get out.
But see, like, just the fact alone that like meteors and space debris and humans enter back into Earth, isn't that the matter that comes back? I mean, I get it's not the whole equal and all that shit, or gradient. Okay, but it still happens. I remember him saying, he said, it's only a tiny bit. So in that sense, it's a close. I'm like, no, if it's a tiny bit, it doesn't mean zero.
I think it's a matter of semantics, because when we say close, what are we referring to?
Yeah, it kind of is a matter of semantics, but not really, because the thing is that the gravity that's holding the atmosphere on is making it like it's a closed system, so that therefore the gravity is holding the atmosphere on, right? So the atmosphere isn't escaping, right? But other things can enter and escape through the atmosphere, because the atmosphere is in a closed system. But the Earth altogether behaves like a closed system.
Yeah, this is, like I said, this is just a semantics thing, because we can say an egg is a closed system, but it still has enough microscopic holes that air can leak out of an eggshell. So is it a closed system or not? I mean, it's just, we're thinking, like, I think when we say closed system, people are thinking of a container that is, just sealed and you can't get anything in and out. But I don't know. It's just a matter of semantics. I don't know.
And my container analogy was pretty poor, and I retract it and replace it with this new one where I'm trying to explain that the gravity holding the atmosphere on creates the behavior of a closed system, but the atmosphere itself is not a closed system, so therefore things can escape and penetrate through, vice versa.
Is it a closed or an open system? Damn it! Yes, I just heard both again.
Just to
Because it is. It's just how it is, man. That's just how it is. Like a lot of things are kind of like paradoxes in physics.
Sean,
just to address the rocket penis comment, we'd make them look like vaginas, but they'd probably get lost on the way.
Did you write that one, or did you hear that one?
What?
Did you write that one, or did you hear that one?
I ain't touching nothing.
That's brilliant, Sean. That was funny. I like that.
I don't approve of that.
oh, no.
Okay, but you see my confusion, right? Like I'm trying to figure this out, and my brain hurts because I like check this. I had a physics teacher tell me it's open. Then I had this guy named Kosho tell me it's actually closed, and I'm like, dude, shut up. My dude said you're wrong. You're wrong.
Well, if your teacher said it was open, then that's probably the best way to say it.
It actually
is
is.
open.
It doesn't matter.
It's
Hang
not
on.
in a container,
What were you
but
gonna say,
it
Him?
is contained.
Sean, it is open.
Okay.
It is an open system.
Okay.
If you ignore gravity, it is an open system. Gravity makes all the difference.
Okay.
Hey, is a bubble
What I
a closed
just
system?
said.
That is when things change.
Then what?
Is
I'm
a
not
bubble a
being
closed
heard.
system?
Huh?
Is a bubble a closed system?
No. No, the system is open. There is. It is not confined by anything other than gravity.
I think probably up to the brains are a closed system because no information can get in.
Well, even molecules escape gravity in that case, right?
Yeah, they do, and that
Yeah, well,
happens all the time.
If you want to get even
Billions of tons
crazier,
of that. Billions of tons of our atmosphere escape every day.
We're
if you want to
saying?
get even crazier, atoms are comprising your physiology right now could be part of what my physiology is in any second, and then become part of a planet way out that we don't even know exists, and then come back and be part of a plant over here. There's atoms, they're all continuous throughout the universe and connected.
We are billion-year-old carbon.
Hey, I just wanted to know if it was open or closed. Don't brain fuck me now. I already got other research to do. You guys just
When
blew my mind
we
again.
come down to our finest discovered point, all right, atoms that we know. Well, I mean, we've got finer points than that, but let's just pretend like atoms finds point. There are no barriers between anything, and everything is everything.
I kind of get it, but I see what.
China muted.
Huh?
Oh, sorry, I'm watching the video instead of that now.
I'm good. Yeah, this just confuses me. Like I get gravity is what keeps it here. So, in a sense, see, but it's not. It's like saying a water or cooler is a closed system. It's like it does something, but over time it does nothing. That'd be like the same thing for. Yeah. Well, that's like when I looked into it, that was supposed to be the closest thing to a closed system that we can replicate.
But ice cubes evaporate.
Well,
melt.
that's why it's not a sure thing. But it lasts longer than a fire in a box. You know what I mean? It's the only example of it.
Yeah, don't confuse a closed system with an isolated system. If we're talking about thermodynamics.
Yes, we are. So what's the difference? Because that's why I know right off.
Isolated and closed are two different things.
It's like the difference between contained and self-contained.
Contained itself.
Right?
Okay.
Well, I just want to say that the wisdom of our Starkist is open to everyone.
Oh, shut up.
Damn it, man! You just added. Don't add that to my brain right now. I'm trying to write shit down, and I almost write dodo on here. Fuck.
You check the back chat, will you?
What do you want me to do? Why?
Check the back chat. Yo.
Sean,
Yes.
when I think of it this way, when I think of the atmosphere, right,
Which one is the back
closed
chat?
system or whatever, right? as I look at the atmospheres, I think of a layer of fog on the lake and look at the top of it, and you know how you get little wisps coming up.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. So think of the cloud, the fog on a lake. That's the atmosphere, but you can see there's some of the fog escapes or whatever, and that's basically what I see it as.
So when I say
like a membrane, there's like it's not a membrane as such, it's just what that guy was saying, some of it leaks out into the atmosphere, but I kind of try to picture it as fog on a lake and think of the top of the fog kind of, going up, not getting sucked out or anything, but just kind of rising a bit. Just a certain layer of it. You see little wisps come off it.
Yeah,
just like that. That's the best way I could imagine it.
It just, I was so confused. But so I'm clear. When Rumpus says it's a closed system, I'm right. And he's just trying to be overly smart.
Yeah.
Isn't it an open and closed system?
Well, yeah, that's kind of what they were explaining to me. But I guess damn, man, is that your heart? What the fuck was that? That was a lot of shit. No,
So you think the second law of thermodynamics doesn't have anything to do with the Earth system?
That's right.
Alrighty. Thanks.
Damn it! Now I'm gonna go down the rabbit hole. I got so much more to look at. Fuck. That's okay. That's what, my main mess up on that was the isolated and the closed thing.
Makes a difference.
My main goal is get big and act like I don't know nobody. Sorry.
All right, so let me see. No, you know what? You know what, Fletcher? It ain't gonna work, man. I'm stuck. It's right here. It's open. Sorry. No more. It's an open. I can convince myself of it too. Ha. All right, so let me see. Write that down. Okay, got it. I mean, hey, guys, anybody is more than welcome to come on here anytime. You know, it's not the end of the
Notice that
world.
Randy left.
Well,
Sean.
I didn't see him leave. Okay, yeah, I haven't seen him.
I haven't seen him comment in a while.
Well, what I'm seeing is a raid of. It's not even a raid because they do so much better when they really try. But I keep seeing a bunch of 24/7 come in, and I'd like them to come in and debate, or have a conversation, or set something up. But
Nobody coming, huh?
nope, not at all. And I haven't talked to any of them since I left Flat Earth because
You know what I will pay to see, or hear, whatever. Have Nathan and Bob Nadell go at it for about 3 hours.
See, I don't want to hear them. I know they're full of shit already. That's the problem.
Well, I know. I just love the back and forward from Bob getting all mad and Nathan being Nathan. It's just priceless.
Yeah, it's. What's up, Lewis? How you doing, sir?
I'm doing all right. How are you tonight?
Doing pretty good. Pretty good.
I saw a little bit of your show earlier, but not most of it.
Oh, the geoengineering one? Awesome.
Yeah.
If you have any questions, let me know. We can talk here or anywhere. I don't care. But it's open to anybody. I am here.
You got a bunch of people, Sean.
Yes. So anybody can ask anything.
You got new people.
I don't want to have to say everyone's name. I like Lewis. What's up, Bob? How you doing, sir?
Other people feel like shit now.
What's up, Jay? What's up, John? No, why?
Doing great, man.
Why?
Hey,
I don't see it that way at all. It's
Oh, wait a minute. That's Lewis is Tim, right?
No.
That's
No.
Lewis.
Yeah, we're different people.
Tim's gone.
Don't worry. It took me like 3 months to figure that out.
Back. Tim's back.
Well, yeah, Bob's here. We got to talk about him slandering me.
No.
Fuck off, Tim.
So I'll breathe it out.
Oh, Lord. You can't win. Sorry.
Let's see.
Neither do I.
Slander, does that involve you publishing my home address where my wife and kids?
guys, you guys, let's not do it here, please. Let's breathe. I think we all kind of have our little bit
He's a
of
drug
drama.
dealer. Yeah.
Are we all?
Bob,
Yeah,
are you? What kind of doctor are you? Are you a general medicine or?
pretty good one, they tell me.
Medical marijuana, and he trades.
All right, see you later, guys.
Yep. Bitch.
Come on.
You're a fuckwit, Timmy. You're a pure maggot.
Absolutely. I second that fucking motion.
Yeah, I was generally asking a question, and you guys gotta.
He is a medical
Disgusting
marijuana.
You are.
Fucking dickhead.
What did I say, Harry? What did I say?
Fuck you.
You heard what everybody heard what you said.
How does everybody know where you're going with it?
Asshole.
Yeah, I know.
You're an asshole.
What did I say?
They all psychic?
Yeah, they must be.
No, we know what kind of scumbag he is.
Well, yeah, I know. Bob is. Yeah. The known sexual predator. Yeah, I know.
Oh, fuck
Come
you.
on, Timmy. Timmy.
No, known by
Come on,
who?
man. And as quick as it starts, I'll end it. No worries. All right, guys. Obviously that's the end of it. Go ahead and keep the playing. Hey, sometimes it gets to a point. But what do? You just end it. Everyone can go home and relax, or you guys can go hang out in the hangout, and where they're all just talking and singing Kumbaya. You guys didn't hear it, but over the past 4 minutes, we talked. We all shared our feelings, and we're all good now. They're back there laughing it up now. Guys, I wasn't playing. Send the fucking "we can do this" memes to my fucking email so I can put them up here. I mean, there's obviously a movement going on. I didn't make these. At all. Well, actually, I think I made one of them, but I didn't make a lot of them. So, I mean, I'm going to tell you now, these are from the Discord side. If you guys are only on YouTube, step it up. Send them to my email because they're kicking your ass. Again, guys, thank you. Tomorrow, regular thing. See if I can get something set up. But regardless, I want to go through these scientific method, the steps in the scientific method that we need to go through to be credible to a flat earther as evidence. I'd like to figure that out. And here's the thing: you don't need to be with me to do the experiment. Like, be where I'm at. As long as my steps are followed by the scientific method, then those should be good, right? Right? That's what I would think. And then at that point, we find out who's really here for truth, who's here because they feel they need to. There's one thing that I realized: don't don't push yourself so far over flat Earth that you can't come back. I know a few of the people out there, not in my chat, I'm talking about content creators who have pushed themselves so far. They know the second they say differently, they might as well just head off into the sunset. And I'm telling you right now, it's going to happen. I'm seeing it. I foresee it. There is something going on, and I hope everyone the best, as in, I hope you're looking for truth. And for the content creators that are purposely playing the parrot or running a narrative for money and all that shit. I mean, it only is going to last so long, and people are opening their eyes. So maybe this is a warning that, hey, step up your guys' game and your evidence, trying to find evidence. And me, the lonely old glober, I just got here, guys, and I don't care. I know enough now, and I understand enough that I'm going to tell it to you simply exactly how I understand it, and you can either work with that or assume it's a lie, and please explain me yours. 24/7, you guys that are hanging out in the chat, more than welcome on my panels anytime, and that's the same way it's going to go if you guys came on. We're going to keep it respectful, and the second it stops, I end the stream. That's all there is to it. I don't have time for all that crap. Me and Michael, we will talk shit, and we will probably talk shit in the chat every once in a while. But there is respect there, because at the end of the day, you can say sorry and ha ha ha. But I got issues with 24/7, especially in the fact that I have I don't even. You guys hear about human sheeple? Is that any? Yeah, you guys should check him, because he talks too much. Talks way too much. That's the funny part. He just talks too much. Yeah, I'm not going to say anything there. I'll just make sure I talk to who I need to. But upcoming, I'm going to explain what the fuck I'm talking about right now in the upload. Yeah, I had another run-in with a flat earther / interrogator / I don't even know what he thought he was / just ridiculous dumbass. Human sheeple. Matter of fact, tomorrow we'll talk about that. That'll be my rant for the morning, or rant for the day. I'll let you guys know exactly what happened with human sheeple. And 24/7 too. # we can do this. # we can do this. Thank you.